I got a secret DNA test on our newborn. Something didn't feel right. The results? She wasn't mine. When I confronted my wife, she shrugged and said, "DNA doesn't matter. You're still her dad." I didn't argue. I just packed my bags and walked out of the life built on lies. Hello, Reddit I+ here. My name is Jason Teller, 35 years old, and until a few months ago, I thought I had everything. A growing career in tech, a cozy home in upstate New York, and a wife, Lena, who I believed truly loved me. When our daughter Mila was born, I cried, holding her. I counted her fingers, kissed her forehead, and promised to protect her with my life. But something always felt off. Mila had no resemblance to either me or anyone in my family. People would politely say things like, "She must take after Lena's side," but the whispers of doubt started getting louder in my mind. I tried to shake it off until I couldn't anymore. 4 months after Mila was born, I took a DNA test. I didn't tell Lena. I just mailed it off and waited. I had no idea how much one white envelope could ruin or reveal a life. The result, 0.0% probability I was Mila's biological father. I stood there frozen, staring at those numbers for what felt like hours. The floor vanished beneath me. My chest was hollow. I wasn't just mourning the loss of a child. I was mourning the truth I thought I had. That night, I sat Lena down at the kitchen table. "Lena," I said quietly, "I took a DNA test." She blinked. "What? Why would you do that? She doesn't look like me." Something felt wrong. I had to know. When I slid the paper across to her, she barely looked at it. "Oh my God, Jason," she scoffed. "You're being ridiculous. Science isn't always accurate. DNA tests get stuff wrong all the time." I stared at her in disbelief. "Lena, these are certified lab results. This isn't some online scam." She waved her hand like I was being dramatic. "You're still Mila's father, Jason. Who cares about biology? You've loved her. That's what matters." "No," I said slowly. "What matters is that you lied to me. You let me believe she was mine. That's not just a mistake. That's betrayal." She crossed her arms, leaned back, and sighed. "So what now? You're just gonna walk out on her over some DNA test?" I didn't answer her. I couldn't. I went upstairs, packed my bags, and left a handwritten note on the kitchen counter. It read, "Lena, this isn't about Mila. This is about you lying to me, continuing to lie even when faced with proof. I can't stay in a marriage built on deception. You don't get to gaslight me into raising another man's child." She didn't call. Not that night, not the next. But her sister Nina did. I woke up to a long text message. "Jason, I don't know what Lena told you, but she's heartbroken. She said you've become paranoid and obsessed with DNA tests and conspiracies. She's worried about your mental health. She thinks you're pushing away your family over a misunderstanding." Misunderstanding? That's when I did something I hadn't done in years. I logged into our family cell plan, the one I paid for. I went through the past year's usage. Hundreds of calls, hundreds of texts, almost all to a number saved as R. Ryan. Ryan was Lena's old friend. I remembered him from years back, a guy she swore was like a brother, a guy I once caught lingering too long in our Instagram comments. Late-night calls, weekend messages, texts every Friday when she said she was working late. I called her. "Jason, let's not waste time. What's going on between you and Ryan?" She hesitated. "We're friends. He's going through a divorce. He needs support. You talked to him for 2 hours last Tuesday night, starting at 11:14 p.m. You sent him 47 texts last Friday while I was at work. Lena, what kind of friend needs that much support while your husband is home rocking your baby?" She got defensive. "I don't count my texts, Jason. He asks me for advice. We talk. It's not a crime to care about someone." And then I asked the question I had been avoiding. "Did you sleep with him?" Silence. "I'm not going to dignify that with a response," she finally snapped. "The fact that you'd even ask proves how little you trust me." "No," I replied coldly. "Your refusal to answer proves how little I should." I hung up. 2 weeks later, I filed for divorce. My lawyer, Ms. Delgado, reviewed the DNA test and immediately ordered a second one through a certified lab. Same result. I'm not the father. Lena retaliated fast. Her lawyer filed for child and spousal support, claiming I'm Mila's legal father because I signed the birth certificate and was present at her birth. But here's the twist. We notified Ryan, legally. His response shocked even my lawyer. He had no idea Lena had even given birth. He was blindsided. Through his attorney, Ryan agreed to a paternity test. The results, 99.97% certainty that he is Mila's biological father. When we told Lena's lawyer, Lena claimed Ryan falsified the test. She accused both of us of conspiring to avoid responsibility. She said the lab was unreliable. Her lawyer had to walk it back, because none of it made legal sense. Still, Lena kept going. Online, she began a smear campaign. Vague posts about Fathers who abandon their babies, and men who run away when it gets hard. Mutual friends started reaching out. Confused, angry. Some supported me immediately when I told the truth. Others had trouble believing it. My parents were heartbroken until I showed them the documents. My father said, if she could lie about the child's father, she could lie about anything. My mother cried. She let you love that baby like she was yours. That's cruelty, Jason. That's not love. The court ordered a third DNA test from a different lab. Same result. I'm not the father. Ryan is. Lena is still denying it. She claimed all three labs are part of a conspiracy, and that DNA testing is inherently flawed. Her lawyer begged her to stop filing nonsense motions. She wouldn't listen. Then came the final nail. Ryan hired a private investigator. The PI uncovered that Lena and Ryan were sleeping together for over 8 months. They had hotel receipts, travel records, and even photos. When Lena told me she was visiting her sister, she was with Ryan. He paid for their trips. She told him she wanted a baby with him. She told me I was the love of her life. She told Ryan she was leaving me. The truth? She was never leaving either of us. She just wanted a baby and a stable husband, and thought I'd never question anything. But I did. And now? The divorce is moving forward. I've cut ties with Lena completely. Ryan is pursuing custody rights for Mila. I wish him luck. He's going to need it. As for me, I still ache when I see Mila's baby pictures. I still hear her tiny laugh in quiet moments. But I know the difference now between loving a child and living inside a lie, and I refuse to live in one ever again. It's been another 6 weeks. The court has now acknowledged Ryan as Mila's biological father. He's begun the legal process to claim parental rights. Lena, predictably, is fighting that too, trying to paint him as unstable and unfit, even though she once wanted to have a child with him in secret. Me? I'm no longer part of the custody conversation. I officially had my name removed from the birth certificate and the presumed paternity revoked, thanks to the mountain of evidence and 3 independent DNA results. But Lena? She hasn't stopped. She's still clinging to the narrative that I abandoned my family, that I was obsessed and emotionally abusive. She told our mutual friends that I ran out because Mila cried too much, that I wasn't cut out to be a father. She's even taken to creating Instagram reels of her with Mila, using sad music and captions like, he chose DNA over love, but I'll choose my daughter every time. It's manipulation in its rawest form, and it works on the people who don't know the full story. But the most gut-wrenching moment came last weekend. I was having lunch downtown when Nina, Lena's sister, found me. She sat across from me. No invitation, eyes full of guilt. She told me, Nina said quietly. Told you what? That Ryan was Mila's father. She's known since she got the first test back. She just couldn't face the fallout. She thought if she denied it long enough, you'd come back around. I laughed, bitter. So she was trying to emotionally blackmail me back into the marriage. Nina didn't deny it. She's unraveling, Jason, she said. She's angry, desperate, but she's still my sister. And Mila's still, I cut her off. Mila is not my daughter, Nina. I mourned that already. But I won't be pulled back into this circus just because Lena can't own up to the truth. She's scared, Nina whispered. Ryan's lawyer is pushing hard for full custody. And if the court believes Lena intentionally committed paternity fraud, it could affect custody and spousal support. Good, I thought. Let it all burn. The final hearing was this past Friday. The judge reviewed all 3 DNA tests, the phone records, the PI report, and Lena's conflicting statements. He also read Lena's father's threatening voicemail, which we submitted into evidence. The judge was not amused. He ruled that I was not financially responsible for Mila, that I had been misled under fraudulent circumstances, and that my marriage to Lena was to be dissolved with no spousal support awarded. Then came the real blow to Lena. Because of the PI's report and evidence that she actively misled both me and Ryan, the court ordered a temporary custody hearing with the likelihood of joint custody being awarded to Ryan, pending a psychological evaluation of Lena's behavior. Lena broke down sobbing in the courtroom. She begged the judge not to take her daughter, but it wasn't the judge who did this. It was Lena, with every lie, every manipulation, every gaslighting attempt. It's been 3 months since that last hearing. I've moved into a new apartment, smaller, quieter, but peaceful. For the first time in a long while, I wake up without that knot of anxiety in my chest. Mila's photos are no longer on my phone. I deleted them, not out of anger, but out of necessity. I had to let go of the lie to reclaim my life. Ryan sent me a message last week. Man, I don't even know how you stayed as calm as you did. I would have lost my mind. I'm stepping up now, but I won't lie. This is going to be hard. Thank you for uncovering the truth. I didn't respond right away. When I finally did, I wrote, take care of her. Don't let her grow up in lies. And as for Lena, I don't know what she tells herself to sleep at night. Maybe that she was a victim of bad luck. Maybe that I was cruel. Maybe that the DNA tests were all wrong, but I know what the truth is, and I'm done letting anyone tell me otherwise.